Greetings and welcome back to the Jacksonville Buzz. Today I'm joined by our very special lifestyle correspondent, Garetha Terrell, and our special guest is Brooklyn Brecklin. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
This is exciting to have you here.
I'm excited to be here.
Now, you're a local girl.
Yes.
And you have a very special story.
Yes.
And I think the audience would like to know a little bit more about you. So would you like to tell us your story?
Yes, I would love to. I started a blog, and it's about my story. I unexpectedly found out I was pregnant right before I went into my internship in college at UNF. I was in a relationship, and it wasn't a very good one, so we ended things, and a month later I found out I was pregnant. So,
wow.
Yes, right before going into my education internship. And I called my son's biological father, and I said, I'm pregnant, and I just want to let you know, out of respect for you, that you're the father. And he was not happy. And he actually wanted me to get an abortion. And I told him, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And from that moment on, he was just not in the picture. He didn't want to be a part of my son's life. He was 30, but he said that he was too immature and couldn't handle having a child. So knowing that, I told my family, and thankfully they were nothing but supportive and loving, and said, you know what, we can do this. I lived with them, and they supported me through it all. And I ended up graduating with my degree in education in December of that year, and then I got hired out of internship, thankfully, at the school I was with, and they didn't care I was pregnant. I was so thankful for that, and they hired me, and then I had my son in April. But prior to that, I met a young man, Nate, and he...
Whilst you were pregnant?
While I was pregnant, 8 months pregnant. And I remember sitting on the couch with my mom, and I was like, I think I'm about to go on a date. She was like, what? I was like, I think I'm going to go on a date. I'm 8 months pregnant. And we went on a double date with one of his best friends. And he was such a great sport from day one. Like, we were in line at the concession stand. We went to the rodeo for our first date at Jacksonville Veterans Memorial Arena.
Right.
And everyone's like, you're such a cute couple, like your baby's gonna be so cute. And I'm like, this guy's never gonna want to go on a date with me again. People are already thinking we're a couple, we're having a baby.
Swipe left.
Yes, I know, exactly. But he was so great, and he told me, I'll never forget, he told me, I didn't want to take a chance on you just because you were pregnant. And I was like, wow, that says something
so
about someone.
honorable.
Yes.
Wow.
So I was super thankful he did, and he was actually there in the delivery room when my son was born. I didn't even think I wanted him there at all, because we'd only been dating for about a month and a half when he was born. I was like, what guy wants to be in a delivery room with his girlfriend he's only been with for a month? But he was there, and when he was born, and we dated, and he proposed that January, and we just got married in July, and he just adopted my son in November. So he's officially David Dawson Brecklin now. So
That's quite unbelievable.
Yes.
So what do you want to tell people out there? What do you want to say to those girls that are in a similar situation?
I am so thankful for my family and my friends. They were so supportive. And I know so many girls who have actually reached out to me because of my blog, and they don't have the support. They don't have their family supporting them. But I just want to say, it's possible, you can do it. And hopefully one day, whether it's me or somebody else, I would love to start something where we help those young girls that are in that situation. You can graduate from college still. You can go to school. It's not an easy journey. It's super challenging. It's hard, but you can do it. It's possible. Yeah. Yeah. And don't give up, And there's never a day that's gone by where I regretted making the choice I made to keep my son. I love him, and now that he's in my life, I can't imagine life without him.
Of course
I can't.
Not. Now I know Garetha is. She also has a blog.
Yes.
And similar in some respects to Garetha. How did you get started with your blog?
Yeah, Brooklyn and I met when I was getting ready to do my Kendra Scott event, and I invited her to come, and she was so sweet and so kind, and responded to me, which I thought was awesome. So I really appreciate that. So tell us more, what's your blog's name and kind of the things you have going on with that.
So my blog is called With Love. It's actually Be With Love, but It was started originally because of my story to help reach women that could be in similar situations. But now it's also kind of developed into like a fashion blog, lifestyle, working out, health, exercise, how to be a mom and have a young child and still work out, like doing home videos and stuff. It's really challenging. So trying to reach not only like the fashion crowd, but also moms, single moms, staying at home working, stuff like that.
Oh, wonderful. That's so awesome. So is there anything in the Jacksonville community that you're doing right now?
I'm actually with the group called North Florida Influencers, and we go to different events all over Jacksonville to help promote local businesses, companies, boutiques. I'm with a few boutiques, one that's actually local here to Jacksonville, Salt and Soul. They just started, and it's super fun to just help promote their brand, and you also get to wear clothes and try on clothes and model them. So I mean, who doesn't want to do that? It's great.
Awesome, wonderful.
Well, I think one of the best things about the North Florida Influencers is that it's local people supporting local businesses.
Yes.
And the one thing that we can say is northflorida.com is a great way to get in contact. But would you like to tell us all of your details? You've got your Be
With Love.
With Love.
Yes.
You've got your blog, which is fashion and
like family,
recipes and family.
Yes. Recipes. That's part of why I named it With Love, because my grandma, we used to bake all the time, and she always say it was so good. All her recipes are amazing, especially her cakes. And she'd always say the reason why they were so good is because she made them with love.
There we go.
And I think everything you do in life should be with love. If not, what's the purpose of that?
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes,
it was an
you.
absolute pleasure to learn more about you.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back on the Jacksonville Buzz.
Howard here from Metabolic Research Center. They successfully helped me lose 31 pounds in only 40 days, and they're helping me keep it off now. And they can do the same for you too. Metabolic Research Center has been helping people successfully lose weight for over 35 years, providing one-on-one support from experienced weight loss specialists who have each lost weight on the program. Their plans are really easy to follow, and they've encouraged me to make healthy choices as I've gone through this journey and will continue to do so for the rest of my life. Metabolic Research Center has multiple plans designed for your weight loss needs and 12 convenient locations all over the First Coast. To find one near you, click on emetabolic.com or call 800-501-8090.
Welcome to Massage Envy Wellness Minute. I'm Tammy, and I've been a licensed massage therapist for 3 years. Today we're talking about percussion therapy. The Hypervolt is a handheld cordless device that relaxes the muscle. It helps bring back flexibility and mobility to the muscle. It increases blood flow to the muscle, which warms the muscle and allows the muscle to recover. We have 2 option services available. We have a 10-minute enhancement, which you can add to your total body stretch or massage, which helps you to focus on key areas of the body. We also have a 30-minute service, which you can add to your total body stretch or massage, which you can focus on all core areas that you might need focused on.
Visit www.massageenvy.com and schedule your visit today.
It's a great day in Jacksonville. I'm Penny Kievet, and today we're on a mission. And that mission is going to take us to this amazing woman that's sitting next to me. And I'd like to welcome you, Robin, to Buzz TV and on a mission today.
Thank you, Penny.
Excited. Robin is an attorney in our community, but kind of and I'm going to say different, but I don't mean that, but anything but good.
Okay.
Because you're very focused on what it is you do, and you're really into family and what families can do and how you help families live life, so to speak, from a planning perspective. Is that right?
That is right.
So tell us a little bit about that, Robin, because I'm just fascinated.
Oh, well, thank you. My partner, Emily, and I are really dedicated to our mission of educating people that estate planning is not about death. That's what people associate estate planning with. And we want to help people understand that it's really about planning for life and doing the right thing for your family, because unexpected circumstances happen all the time. That's why they're unexpected. So in that situation, the thing that will give you the most comfort and that will give your family the most comfort is to have a seamless transition, and to have, you know, we give out our binder once we've met with clients, and it gives step-by-step instructions for families on what to do when the tragedy happens. And so I think personally that it's the most loving thing that you can do for the people in your life.
Now, before we started taping this morning, you were sharing with me about your you happen to have a suit on today that belonged to your grandmother. And the only reason I bring that up is because it was your impetus for taking this direction in law. Is that correct?
Correct.
And so tell us a little bit about what a great job she and your grandfather did in making it easy and a loving thing when it came time to make sure that all of their wishes were being met.
Yes. So my grandfather, who I love dearly, his name was Doran Weinstein. He lived here in the community for the last 30 or 40 years of his life. He had an estate plan in place, and he left a note for my grandmother, and he told her in his letter, you can trust this lawyer, you can trust this accountant, you know, this financial manager. And at the end of the letter, he said, "You've given me a good life. I hope you've made me that I've made you happy too." And it just made it so easy for her when she was dealing with the grief of losing him. And my grandmother followed his example later on, and she had her binder in place, and her attorney was with me the whole way. I was caring for her at home when she had cancer, and so when she finally passed, it was just seamless, and we never had anything to worry about.
And so your wish for everyone is to have that same kind of experience.
Absolutely, because you don't want people, when they're grieving, to have to go through the probate process. And a lot of times, people associate financial planning with only for the wealthy, but really everyone needs it. If you own a home, that's what I always tell people, then you need to do some financial planning, because your home will have to go through the probate process. So it's better to do your planning on the front end to expedite that process for your family, to have a trusted advisor in place who can step in and take over for you when, you know, you want to focus on your grief.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It all makes good sense.
Yeah.
So, Robin, in a very short period of time, if somebody was interested in getting more information from you and just hearing your encouraging words, you have been a delight. I enjoyed our conversation before we started.
Thank you.
How would they get in touch with you? Would you tell our viewers exactly how to do that?
Yes, you can find Emily and me on our website at www.hicksmore.com. That has our phone numbers, email addresses. We get back to you usually within 24 hours.
Wonderful. That's a great thing.
Yes.
Robin, thanks so much for being with us this morning, and I appreciate you and everything you do in this community to help families. So
thank you so much.
And thank you for watching today. And I look forward to next time when, once again, we'll be on a mission.
Greetings and welcome to Fashion Focus. For those of you who missed the Amelia Island Concours d'Elegance, sit back and enjoy as I show you the vintage fashions that were displayed within the parade of significant vehicles. Number 1, the 1900s driving duster coat, a really rare find because a lot of these didn't survive the mud, dirt and beating they took shielding the finer clothes underneath. Number 2, a perfect example of a 1913 tea dress in ivory and silk lace. Number 3 is a 1927 Robin's Egg Blue silk flapper dress. Number 4, we see a 1936 ivory satin gown, pure Hollywood glam. And in 1947, the revolutionary new look from Christian Dior emerged beautifully, depicted here. perfect example of a 1958 silk spotted day dress, and the mod fashion of the 1960s, a mint green and white tennis dress. All of these original clothings were provided by the Way We Were Vintage Boutique, and they can be found in St. Augustine. They provide the perfect costume for rent and purchase and offer a wide selection of vintage and retro items for both men and women. I hope you've enjoyed Fashion Focus.
Text BOOST to 82257 for your chance to win a free See Me Boost and a 30-minute service upgrade.
Nestled in 1,350 acres at the tip of Amelia Island is a luxurious resort, the Omni Plantation. And joining me today to talk about a unique event is Davin Wardinsky, who is the Director of Food and Beverage for the Omni. Welcome, Davin.
Well, thank you for having us.
So tell me about this unique event, because it's, I believe, the 6th year?
This is our 6th year. So Fish to Fork is our premier event that we do each year, and it's an event that we feel demonstrates some of the luxurious pieces that we have on the island, but also puts you in touch with the chef community that we bring in.
The one thing that I found stunning was the fact that you actually go out, catch the fish, and then the main event is all about the fish that's been caught. So it's not just a day's event, it's over a series of days, isn't it?
Yeah, so we start actually on Thursday and run all the way to Sunday. And Thursday we have a welcome reception where the chefs get to meet some of the VIP guests and start to talk about who they want to go fishing with. But the whole idea behind Fish to Fork is bringing the guest right up next to a chef. They go out on a boat, a charter, and whatever fish they catch, they bring back, and they have to prepare for 400 of their closest friends.
400 of your closest friends. So that's a lot of fish you've got to catch.
In perspective, if we were going to serve entrees, it'd be a little bit different, but they're serving small little food and wine portions where the guests can come up, they taste, and as they taste through the food, they get an opportunity to vote on who they feel is the best dish, and then we announce the results late in the evening.
Do you know how this event originally got started?
You're looking at him.
Oh, it was you. It was your idea.
So, I'm not from here. I'm a farm boy from Michigan, but I think that the salt marsh...
there's plenty of fish there, right?
There is, just a little bit different. But when I came here, we thought that it would be great to emphasize a little bit of what the island has to offer. It's fishing. And we also feel very good about the culinary program at the resort. So this is our opportunity to show to the community, to Northeast Florida, to the whole region in the Southeast, what Omni Amelia Island Plantation actually is. Wow. And it's a fun way for us to bring the guests to the resort.
So how do people get involved? I mean, do you have different packages, or is it just like, oh, come along and you can get involved?
Yeah, we actually have 3 packages that are available. There's a VIP package, which is 3 nights. That's the one that the guest gets an opportunity to come and interact with the chef team. There's a 2-night package where they'll start with a Friday night dinner. The Friday night dinner this year is, I think, very unique. Our focus, being on Mother's Day weekend, is to have, obviously, all female chefs are at the event.
Wonderful.
And for me, I wanted to pair that with the beverage portion as well. So we're doing women in wine. That'll be paired with that dinner. So
not women who wine.
Could be. It'll actually be women that are either wine makers or they're the vintner owners.
Fantastic.
And then there's also a 3rd package that is the 1-night stay where they can actually come and just visit the main event and have their overnight, so they don't have to get in a car and drive home.
No, really. So looking through the list of chefs that are competing, they've all been on like Top Chef or Chopped or something, fairly significant. How did you manage to pull all these chefs together?
Well, that's part of what we do. It's definitely not someone who says, hey, I want to play. We take a look at those that are out in the chef community, and we want someone who's going to have that grandeur and that feel, that almost celebrity. So bring them and put them within arm's reach of, like I said, 400 guests.
Yeah, and they're not all local, are they? I mean,
no, definitely not. We have chefs that are from Boston, Charleston. We also have Cumberland Island. I think that's a fantastic piece. And then we also have Orlando. But there's 6 chefs that are participating, and
they're all women.
All women.
I think that's magnificent, especially Mother's Day weekends. I mean, it's really something special. So the one thing that I find also interesting is that you do a raffle on the main event, and that's very specifically the benefit is going to Good Night to Hunger.
Yep, Say Goodnight to Hunger is for our Omni brand. This is the portion that we want to give back to the community, and we actually give back to Feeding America, which is our local distribution center right here in Jacksonville. And a portion of every reservation that is made, every reservation for Omni hotels in our particular Omni Amelia Island goes back in, and we actually donate meals to those in our local community.
Wonderful. It's a really good thing to do, especially when it's all about food.
Yes,
so,
yes.
I mean, it's marvelous. So if somebody wants to get involved, if they want to buy a ticket or a package or something, how do they find out about it?
Very easy. You know, we've made it incredibly easy for our guests as they want to come in. It's fishtoforkweekend.com. If you were to go to the website, you'll have a whole list of our 6 chefs that are participating, a link to how to buy tickets, and we would welcome anybody and everybody. It is, I could be showing favoritism, but I think it's the best event that we have in Northeast Florida.
And it's not an Omni in general event, it's just specific to Amelia Island?
Yeah, this isn't something that we do in all of our brand or have chefs from around the brand come. This is just specifically for Amelia Island, and it's one that definitely showcases the beauty of Amelia Island.
As we said, unique. So if you'd like to learn more about it, go to the Omni Plantation Resort at Amelia Island and find out more. And thank you for watching the Jacksonville Buzz. We'll be right back.
Big event or party at your home or business? The Jacksonville Party Company. Stress-free, flawless, and memorable. Whether it's for children, a retirement, a wedding, or other social or professional activity, it's stress-free, flawless, and memorable when you involve the Jacksonville Party Company. Contact them today to get your event launched at jacksonvillepartycompany.com.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Jacksonville Buzz. I am here today with our host, Adrienne Houghton, and a really special guest, Taylor Means. Thank you both for being here today. Taylor, I know that you just recently moved to Jacksonville, so can you tell us a little bit about what you have going on?
Yeah, so I'm new to the Jacksonville area. I've been here probably about a year now, and I decided out of my newness to start this blog with my boyfriend called Jacksonville Hotspots. Just out of a desire to kind of let people know the things that are going on around Jacksonville as I discover them and as my boyfriend who's a local shows them to me. I really just feel like it would be awesome if we could help bring awareness to some of these things in the community.
That's awesome, because I know there's a lot that goes on Jacksonville, and most people don't know about it, so thank you for bringing that to us.
Are we talking just events, or are we talking food, interesting boutiques?
Yes, Adrienne, all of it. So I'm not just, I want everything.
Give me more.
I'm not just interested in only events. So we do emphasize on food. We want to do shops, even local people, artists, creators, music makers in the community. Just so you see somebody on the street, you might know he could be a film director.
He could.
You don't know those. Yeah. So we just want to highlight some of those things. Jacksonville's a really cool place. It's got a lot going on.
Tell me about the most interesting thing that you found that you've put on your Jacksonville 904 hotspots since you've been here?
Okay, so the most interesting thing I found, which is probably going to sound so silly to both of you because you guys are aware, but I love the Riverside Arts Market.
Yes.
And I love how often the vendors change, how people come together in that space right in a very local, under the bridge.
Yeah.
Right there under the bridge. And it's such a bustling little hub for local brands, vendors, market. I love it. That's probably my favorite thing. You can find me there on Saturdays.
Yeah, it is great. It is so much fun.
I think the nice thing about the Riverside Arts Market is that I can go along there and I can completely chill out. I can have a pair of shorts on and some flat shoes, and you can eat good food.
Oh my gosh.
And anything. You don't have to worry about if you've got dietary restrictions, because there's going to be something there that you can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree completely. I personally love the music on the water and to just get the lunch and sit out and just relax, enjoy it.
Yeah, people watching, definitely.
Oh my
people
gosh,
watching.
Love to people watch.
Oh, I know.
Can't even lie, guys. Can't even lie.
Did you interview any of the vendors while you were there? Or any interesting people?
So I did take some time. We try not, because they're changing so much, I don't want to ever highlight someone who, you know what I mean, it's going to change out, or, I don't find them there anymore.
Right.
But I will say, I am a bath bomb, holistic, natural, like we talked about relaxing. There's a company out there, T-Nation, and they do like natural baths, bath salts, bath bombs. We took some time to talk to them, and I think that I will probably be back there as soon as I can. So that I can.
What's the name of the
T-Nation.
Now they do infusions and things, don't they? Very specific. I remember we've had them on, and they've talked to us about being able to create different infusions for people with
all sorts, asthma, if you're stressed out, if you've got dry skin, if you've got problem skin, if you just want to take a relaxing bath. And they really took the time to explain to us how all of the ingredients put together in their teas and their blends and all of the things they do, how it helps your body and how it goes back to the source of nature. And I was like, sold.
So I mean,
let's check them out.
Sold.
That in itself is I think something special for you to have found something like that.
Yes.
Is there somewhere or someone that you have in mind that you want to talk to or interview or highlight?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Adrienne.
Must be a long list.
Jacksonville is a big, bustling place, and so there are, I don't want to limit and say that, you know, we won't work with certain people. I want to work with everybody, and there's a number of brands here that we would like to touch. But specifically, I definitely want to get involved with the city and the people who are putting on the art walk, and you know, like that comes on the first of the month, and I feel like with the right conversations and putting it in front of the right audiences, it's a beautiful thing now, and I really want it to be, I want more people there. I want more of the community involved in trying to get a spot, either as a vendor or a performer or something, especially with summertime coming. So
sounds wonderful.
Perfect.
So if people want to get to know more about you and your hotspots,
yes,
how do they find you?
You can absolutely find us at Jack's Hotspots, or if you would like to email us and converse about how to get us in there so that we can blog about you and get some people into your store, it would be jackshotspots@gmail.com. Either way,
it was an absolute pleasure.
Oh,
it
same.
really was.
Thank you so much, guys.
And we'll be right back after these messages.